Yo, what's up everyone? This is going to be our Priest NG+8 run. We've actually already set up this character, so I'm going to go over everything real quick, and then we'll start off the run. So this character, what we got set up, we have our items. We basically just rolled for Ring of Tea. I don't think we're going to need really strict setup for NG+8, or we would have gone with a Magebane plus Ring of Tea. It's possible Ring of Tea isn't needed, but it's so good with Divine Protection, so wanted to roll for that. Not really worried that we're using Flame Tongue. We're also going to be mainly using in primary attack setup, so keep that in mind. And we're crafting Lucky Hat as our other item. We crafted that with the Anvil. So other effects, we have Symbol of Essence, so Lifesteal on our primary, which is going to be basically our main damage source. If we're using Magebane, it would just amplify the damage of our other skills. Divine Blast, as we attack, does an AoE around us. Just more damage, works well with the primary. Mana Regen, which is kind of health in our character's case, since half the damage goes to mana. So you can kind of see we have 600 health as far as like a one-shot is considered. And then Path of Defender to take less damage. Drinks, we're using Eruption, Incendiary Demise. So this is just to solve our combo issue, so we don't have to use Amulet of Vengeance. Incendiary Demise, that's just make our primary do more damage. Wicked Sickness, if we're in combat, in combo, we're doing more damage. Evil Infusion, I probably wouldn't take this again. I was originally thinking I was going to go Spellcaster version, and yeah, so I picked up this just to have lifesteal, but I think we'd be able to sustain from the primary and just getting a little damage with our Consecrated Ground, so I wouldn't take this in the future. I would take something else. And then I picked Crazy Eye just to increase our crit chance for getting crits in combo, so I don't want to use what's it called? Anyway, wanted to get a higher chance to crit so I can get in combo more often with luck. So this should be like pretty high crit chance, maybe 30-40 with the luck. But I'm not sold on it. I didn't want to use Stab in the Dark, that's what I was trying to say, because it's just not stream friendly, and I'm not really at the point where it's necessary to use. So if I was going to use a different drink than Evil Infusion, I could easily go Crimson Death, but I don't think it's needed either, so I'd probably go for Double Thriller or Last Stand. Anyway, we're just going to start off the run. Oh, statues. We'll talk about statues as well. So statues, we're using Callus for the extra attack power, Kyra for speed, the arrows, and Bolgrath, which we just use on everyone to stay in combo longer. Yo, Author, what's up, dude? Honestly, you don't even need Ring of Tea on Priest anymore. It's nice, but not as important as pre-DLC. Okay. I'm also starting to get my Sorcerer level up, so hopefully that helps as well with the Priest. Trying to get like some runs on everyone done, kind of see how the new changes are on the classes. Then I'll try to push everyone to 20-ish and maybe make guides around like NG10, NG20 every 10 levels or something. Yeah, we can just like run through these. So Author, what are you up to, dude? How'd your pushing of your Sorcerer go? I know you're trying to get like 45 or something. You're probably like 50 now. Just done playing for today. Gotcha. So you're gonna watch some Heroes of Hammerwatch instead. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm debating like Priest, like I guess a primary version of Priest. Just scale everything as high as you can, which is really nice because Gladiator exists. So it kind of feels like if you can play as a primary character, you should. So Priest is definitely a candidate for that. I'm trying to think. Or you can go Spellcaster like you used to, but I don't know if Spellcaster is as viable as it used to be for this character. Having to take an extra drink to leech on your skills seems a little inefficient when you could just go primary. Close did plus 47 today, done a lot of Pyramid of Prophecy because I needed to upgrade statues in the 20s, did a few Warlock runs. Dang. I wish I had time to play today. Just now getting to play. I get to play for like a few hours and that'll be it for me. Alright, what we got? Sturdy Belt. Sphere of Time. Let's get some extra time in our combo and some damage. The working life QQ, yeah, it's rough. Trying to get good at this game and I have to work, like, man. Alright, we got an imp. Wish us luck. Hey, we got an ore. It's only 50 ore because it's a low NG, but works out. Didn't play much the past 2 days, 2 to 3 runs today, and like 3 runs yesterday, really slacking. Well, I might be able to get in 3 runs today. If I can get like some 40-minute runs in. Kill these beetles. Try to go fast in this run. I feel really strong on this character, so I think we can kind of skip a lot. Which is weird, because this character was like struggling super hard before the DLC. Like every character, I guess. And now it's just like a walk in the park. Yeah, so I definitely changed my drinks if I was going to play primary priest again. And definitely would like to just skip with portals at this point. Yeah, if I could, I would. And there's been so much talks about people wanting to like skip NG levels lately. I'd only skip if I had the damage for it? Wait, how are you even like considering skipping? How are you gonna skip? You basically still have to climb one at a time, right? There's nothing you can do to get around that. Because if I could skip, I could probably do 12 on this character right now. That's what it feels like. Skill speed. What's that? Amulet of Vengeance? A relic from the past. We're technically using Incendiary Demise, so it still works, but with our luck and our crit chance, we're gonna get like combo on our first hit like every time. If not the first hit, the second hit. Yeah. Combo instantly. Oh, you consider skipping if it was possible. I gotcha. I mean, yeah, I probably would have skipped on like the Gladiator if I could have, because it doesn't really make any sense if like you're a player that was playing before the DLC and everyone is like around NG10 or 20 or whatever. You got a Gladiator in NG1, you could skip really quickly if you wanted. I don't think it's a problem though. I think people would have other issues. Like, they would just find something else to complain about. Be like, I can skip 6 levels on the Paladin, but I can't skip any levels on the Priest. This is unfair. Like, okay. It would just be something else. No one's ever gonna be, like... The community as a whole will never be, like, completely happy. So... One day we're arguing about skipping NG levels and like multiplayer. If PvP comes out, people are going to be complaining about PvP, classes being broken, people are complaining about arena. Just, you know. You could get someone in your lobby with unlocked portals and just skip your games like that. Yeah, I guess I could. I didn't really think about that. But I don't play in groups, so not a big deal. Because there's instant feedback with games. Yeah, it's true. It just, I don't know. Sometimes it feels like people change their game for the people when it's not like the best case scenario. Like you could try to cater to more people and like water down everything. Or you can like keep your original idea for your game, like your vision that you want your game to be. It's happened with a lot of games. Like I feel WoW was really bad about this and a really good example of it. Back in the day it was super grindy, really hard, all that kind of stuff. And now it's like everything is handed to you, and sure, a lot of people played it at one point. It's really accessible to people with no time and all that kind of stuff. They're just throwing a wide net, but like the quality went down because they're throwing a wide net. I feel like a lot of games fall into that hole. Arena is fine, good, but it gets boring real quick. Perfect idea for content that was executed poorly. Yeah, I mean, but like now's kind of your chance to offer up some like suggestions on how to fix it, right? Like, off the top of my head, even if you don't change like the gameplay of it, you don't change for each character and all that, which seems like they're not gonna budge on any of that stuff, or it'd take too much design time for them to realistically ever change that. They just make it to where it's a 1-to-1, like it just uses NG levels instead of the ranking system. I think that would be better. So you don't have to do 5 every NG. It's way different when you need to do 50 arenas to catch up your NG50 character versus 250 arenas, and then times that by your 8 characters that you have. It's gonna take like an impossible amount of time. But I mean, the rewards are really good. The rewards are there. It's just it's kind of boring and there's too much of it. You gotta do way too much. Or if they just made it like one wave or something, not like 7. So reduce it to 5 waves, make it like 1-to-1 for NG levels, and then just do like a boss at the end. Or like 1 wave that's really difficult with a boss at the end. I also think it should, I don't know, it should try to open up some new design space for the game. So like, whereas normally you set up your build for your character of pushing NG, maybe Arena should be like a completely different way to set up your character. You would use different drinks, you would look for different items, you would maybe use different chapel blessings, and I think that would be really interesting if like the gameplay was so different that you had to completely set up your character in a different way. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like maybe it's just a really hard boss and there is no waves or something, and you don't have to worry about clearing enemies in like a reasonable amount of time. You just... do I remember how to do this? Yeah, there we go. Alright. Yeah, you don't have to worry about like clearing waves and going to shops and all that kind of stuff, and you would just be able to dick out your character for like single target. Let's see, most of the suggestions were just to be able to speed up the waves / reduce total number of waves, send the whole wave right away instead of mobs moving more or spawning slowly. Yeah, that's pretty much what everyone's saying, and I think that's more of like a realistic thing you can expect from the devs at this point, because like they're not going to be able to rework the whole system. Like even my idea where it's like, oh, put in some bosses that are really hard, like people are going to have to work really hard on that. And like if bosses aren't already spawning in that area, then they have to like create new animations and all that. Like you can't really have Thunder Snow show up, right? Because he doesn't really have like a real character model that like flies around and does anything. So none of that stuff exists in the game. But yeah, I mean if they just reduced everything about it. Like the rewards are really nice. That's like the appealing part. So like my idea where you use 1-to-1 NG levels and use 5 waves. Every time you would beat a rank, you would get 25 swords, rank up points, whatever you want to call them, which is insane. You'd be able to spend hopefully 10-20 minutes and you would get 5 NGs worth of stats. If you evaluate stats through the eyes of like the ranger with the attack power, the wizard, warlock and paladin. Because right now, since it takes 10 minutes and you have to do a run on each character, it takes you 80 minutes to get 5 resists, let's say. But you can probably beat an NG level in 1 hour and 20 minutes on a warlock. Until you get to the point where you literally can't push any further. See, maybe it wasn't intended to just be able to do 150 arena rank straight, doing little by little is supposed to be a right approach to it, maybe? Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, if there was ever a situation where you started like a new game or like a new player started playing and they had the DLC and they would, you know, play their first character, get NG1 in the tower, then they'd go to get NG1 in the temple, or not the temple, the pyramid, and then they would go get NG1 5x arena runs, and have the stats from all of that, and then do that per character, and then keep rotating through all the characters until, you know, they get higher and higher NG levels. But as veteran players, or people that have played before the DLC, like, you're gonna have to do all that at once, and it just seems so daunting. And since it's so daunting, there's a lot of complaining about it, so it makes me feel like I shouldn't even spend time on it because it's gonna get changed in some way, even though the rewards are like super good. They're still expensive. It's also like a nice alternate way to level, sort of, if you can get it higher. So if you do like quick 40-minute paladin runs and you only get 1 or 2 levels, then you could grind arena and get the last 3 levels. Which could be kind of cool, but yeah, the rewards are really good. But it's like the rewards are balanced now. So if they change anything with it, the rewards are going to be like OP. The rewards are definitely fair. Like, 1 rank gets you 5 stats, pretty much. It's just 5 stats cost you 10 minutes, which is actually really good. But it's per character, so it's really like 80 stats if you're actually going to play all the characters. or 80 minutes. Not 80 stats. It's still 5 stats, but over 8 characters, which would take like 80 minutes to do. Sword of Kings. That's what's up. Consider it well balanced because the cost really adds up quick. Yeah, and you get like, I think you get gold equal to like 5 stats if you did your lowest rank every time. Something like that. So I think it sustains itself. But I've only done like 15 arenas. So maybe it gets exponential a little quicker. But what happens is most people just put it all into armor and resist. Having level 50 upgraded stat is already 25k per gold point. Yikes, yeah. I mean, that's fine though. The game's kind of revolving around like getting large amounts of ore. So you just have to convert that ore into gold for your arena rank or your statue. And statues are mainly like damage, more or less. And the arena could be mainly defense. Like, the only reason I'm really going to go out of my way to do arena is if I get to the point where I'm kind of capped out on a character. Which basically means I die to something. Damage is always fine. Like, you can always have less damage and still be able to do the content if you don't die. Wow, and King's Regalia? Alright, so 2-piece Kings, I think, right? Yeah, making sure we didn't have 3-piece already. The only thing that's missing is donating to get gold/ore. Oh god. That's the next step. That's when they introduce like guilds and you can run multiplayer and other people can donate ore to you. And there'd be some other guild bonuses, like if you run a level of NG with your guildmate, then you both get the NG level, or you can skip a level or something. Please no, don't do that. I mean, I guess technically we're already in a guild. Whatever this guild hall actually is. And I guess inviting people to your town is essentially inviting someone into your guild, because they can use all your benches and stuff. Yeah, let's get some more luck, why not? More spell power. Beast damage. Definitely want some speed. Yeah, Gladiator Net. Basically want to have no chance of dying. Hardest thing about this run is going to be making sure I'm getting levels. So I'm to the point where I'm starting to... I don't have all the items to tune that I want on this character. So, still need to do that. Oh, we skipped some ore. Was thinking if there was a feature that would let people trade their ores gold between each character, but it wouldn't really be balanced, nor would it make any sense. To let people trade their ores gold between each other. Oh, I see. Yeah, it wouldn't make much sense. I get that, like, if I had a friend that started playing the game and they were having issues like upgrading their town. You missed a secret? Oh well. Curious which one it was, but I guess I just didn't see it. Was it the bat, like, hole in the wall? So I definitely didn't see that at all. Cracked wall. Okay. We're trying to counteract our luck so far. Alright, we don't have old map. Double secret. I gotta say, I kind of missed the old spellcaster priest. I don't know if that priest is going to be viable anymore. Feels like primary priest is the way to go. You just use your other skills to support it. I don't know. Maybe something will happen. I'll get to like NG 20 or 30 and hit a wall, and spellcaster priest will come out of the woodwork. Primary all the way. Skills are so cool. He's basically a melee class now, but he actually gets to use his mana because he can't really use a overflowing technique like all the other melee people. Because I build him, thief, paladin, gladiator, and ranger pretty much exactly the same currently. Some might use one or two different like statues or drinks, but they're like 80% identical. And then the other three classes you play as the spellcaster classes. You could use it this run because you get to start with, because you got a good start with Ring of Transmutation. Oh, that's right. I basically, like, I started with Flame Tongue though. I feel like I should have started Magebane, Lucky Hat, but I saw Ring of Tea and I was just like, this is NG+8 post DLC, so it's like not going to be a big deal anyway. I'll just take the Ring of Tea so I can craft Lucky Hat. But I mean, before the DLC, I was like, I would roll for a blue item and a good green item, so I was going like Magebane, Ring of Tea anyway. I could still do that, but I'm not going to do it for NG+8 anymore. Like, you used to go for casters, I would go Ring of Tea plus Staff of Auto Casting, and then craft, what did I craft? I don't know. There's something else important that I'm forgetting. I'll craft something. Even on my paladin, I haven't gotten to the point where I have to like look for more than a blue item in the shop. Like maybe try to get Magebane plus crit for primary so I don't have to use Stab in the Dark, or maybe evasion piece of gear or disarm piece of gear. But I'm sure that'll change. I'm just not sure when it's actually going to happen. I would do a paladin run after this. It's going to be our NG30 run. No, I'll have to think about it. I think Priest was the last one I haven't played since the DLC. Recently did Warlock, Wizard, did a bunch of Sorcerer, Thief, Gladiator, Paladin. Yeah, and I did one Ranger as well. The Ranger felt really good. I thought he felt bad before the DLC, now he feels really good. I guess before the DLC he was having like an identity crisis, at least how I was playing him. I was playing like the tanky version. The Ring of Tea, Reflect, Last Stand kind of version, and you move so slow because Last Stand, the old Last Stand. Now it feels really nice because you can just go full primary. Might be clearing too much. It's just so easy. I really just need to farm ore, but I don't really want to be playing Paladin all the time. Alright, we're going Pickaxe, going Boots of Freedom for the last boss, and we're also going to go Markham's. We're getting all the ore gain. Let's see, it took me a while to get a proper build for my Self-Run Ranger. Failed like 4 runs trying out different builds. Like, I hope he has multiple builds he can use, kind of like I hope the Priest can use like spell damage and attack power, but the Gladiator is kind of an issue with that. It's really difficult to justify not going primary with Gladiator existing. Oh my god. There we go. But I'm pretty happy with the build we got now. It's only NG+8 as well, so I don't know if I've gotten to the point where Ranger should feel bad. Like, what NG were you trying your Ranger on? I could see that being a big difference. But I think you've played a lot more than me. All my people basically capped out at 8 before the DLC. Well, I stopped playing because I got bored. Except for Paladin, which was 18. I probably could have pushed him to 20, but I never got around to it. The game was kind of in a content drought, and I got really bored. NG16 it was, got it to 20 for now. Don't think I'll touch it anytime soon. Yeah, it'll get to the point where it's not worth the effort versus like doing an arena. Because if you're getting attack power and it's only for like one character, you can just spend 10 minutes and it's equal to doing a full Ranger run for that character at least. I feel like I can just like actually skip right here. I don't need to look at all this. Wish I had old maps so I could just seek out ore. Alright, let's see if we got some other items. Full plate mail, more damage. Alright, I'm not worried about gold either. Alright, I think that's everything. There's some ore on the far side. Alright, we're too low in G to really have to worry about that ore. We're getting some good ore, but nothing crazy. We got 50 from the imp. We just found our ore items, so we'll get most of them from, what is it? Acts 5 and 6? Battlements. Let's see, one of my problems was going Crimson Death. Didn't like it at all because it did poorly for me. Yeah, I think Crimson Death is a... you should never take it anymore, actually. I don't know a build I would want Crimson Death on. Evil Infusion was the way to go. Evil Infusion. That's the... whoa, we must have very different builds. But that's kind of interesting. Evil Infusion. So you're going skill-based ranger. Is that right? I think it's a trap. I think Crimson Death is a trap. You don't actually need to use it anymore. You just get your 2.5 leech from the chapel, and that should be more than enough to sustain you versus everything in the game, unless your damage is really low. Which the trade-off is the other stuff in the chapel, but you gain a drink. I've seen people using both though, the chapel and the Crimson Death drink. So unless something happens where I really need that much sustain, 7.5% leech on primary, I just don't see myself ever taking it. Primary build with Evil Infusion. Does it leech you something? I guess I don't see the significance of it. Is there some passive skill that leeches for you? Oh, like the split arrows? Does that count? No, that doesn't count. Oh, this is the wrong one. No. Oh well, we'll get some XP. Spin attack. Okay. Spin attack only. Is that worth it? I'll have to get to NG 16 to 20 before I knock your build. I will say it would have been nice when I did my ranger run if I was able to cast skills. It kind of sucked not having mana, like ever. It felt good for me, so that's my personal build. Cool, cool. I hope like hybrid builds like that are able to function, because I think the priest would be a good candidate for hybrid. You go Magebane and you do like half fizz, half magic with your primary, but everything else you do is magic. And then you can choose where to get your leech, if you want to get leech from skills or if you want to leech from your primary. Or do both. Which I guess is what you were doing in your build. We're already to 58. Oh, he's been phased for quite a moment. We're just standing there taking hits. It's because I have this playstyle where I run into enemies and kiss every single one of them. Yeah. It's weird because like early NGs you can't play like that. You can't be in all the enemies' face like that. And then later NGs you can just run through everything. Yeah, that makes sense. Primary leech doesn't do much to sustain in that case. You'd have to play kind of more back if you're just leeching on your primary. Which makes sense. So I see that's really good for like AoE clear, it sounds, but maybe it's a little weaker versus single target? Because you could just have another drink. I don't know, we're gonna have to play some ranger at some point. Obviously I don't feel like my ranger's high enough to really compare. Wow, what a useless item. Useless item on this character. Like I'm still running a primary build but I'm using skill leech instead for sustain. Yeah, it makes sense to me. It's gonna be interesting how the builds change as statue levels grow, because I've been getting like points in Kyra, right? And Kyra is level 7, which is 28 base damage increase, and the base is 10, so we're at what, 38? So it's almost equal to Incendiary Demise. It may be the case where I start doing more physical damage with some builds than magic damage, and that'll be kind of interesting, because I can switch from, what is it, Blessing of, well, the blessing that, yeah, the blessing that penetrates resist, you'd be able to penetrate armor instead. It might be better. That'd be kind of interesting, but that might be a little while. And it only ever like work on some builds. I think we're strong enough to just run through here. Definitely feels strong enough. Duke's Signet Ring. Just leave it on the ground. That's what I think about that item. We'll just lag through the rest of the game. I don't think the client likes me doing that. And that's why we don't have extra enemies on this. Mana regen. Oh, we picked up an ace key somewhere. I just spent like a ton of ore on a statue upgrade, so all this ore is like making me really happy. I think we only have 600 ore in town, so finding like 300 already in Act 5 feels really nice. Statues are getting pretty expensive. Nothing compared to yours level 20 statues over here. But it's starting to become a grind where you can't just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get like 5 statue levels today. It's gonna be a point where it's gonna take you like a week to get enough ore to get 1 statue level. It's something you don't really need to upgrade past a certain point. I'd say like Bolgarth is like a... I mean, the higher you can get it, great, but the diminishing returns get kind of super high. Because currently Bolgarth is level 10 for me, which is an extra 5 seconds in combo. So I mean, if I can get him to level 20, I'll have an extra 10 seconds in combo, which means I could have like, what is that, 10% crit or something, 5% crit, and be able to realistically hit that crit every so often to stay in combo with Eruption. Granted, I'd still want the crit for the Gladiator bonus, so it's even higher. Just don't need... Oh, Greater Insight, alright. I think that made sense. Some statues are okay, like, at lower levels, because they just give you utility stuff. The old fire boots. Level 10 Bolgarth is the perfect time, I think. Upgrading higher is unnecessary already. Yeah, but you gotta think about it when you get everything, like level 20. Are you really gonna not just throw the tiny amount of ore at it and get it like level 15? Because eventually it won't be like a big grind, because you'll be grinding so hard for other ones that it'll just be kind of like a drop in the bucket. And you'll just like, oh yeah, sure. We'll get level 15, we'll get an extra 2.5 seconds, no big deal. Wand of Spell Piercing, Frostbrand, Spreading corruption, why not? Maybe I should have got the Sphere of the Warriors. With extra damage and combo. Do we have spheres? Yeah, we would have gone up to the greater combo Nova. I would have rather done that. Oh well. Item's not bad. Oh, let's see some more. Gotta go back. I can honestly just kind of stop collecting items at this point. Oh, we got a sphere anyway. Yeah, we can definitely stop collecting items right now, but whatever. Don't know, I'd have to think about it, but probably no. I mean, alright, I mean, that's fair. It's definitely an upgrade, having longer combo. If you're ever out of combo, then it seems like it's an upgrade. If you ever get to the point where everything is already like upgraded as much as you really can. Oops, double clicked that one. Base 5 sec plus combo spheres. An additional 3 seconds if attuned. Yeah, I mean, it's a long time. It's just, I guess every little bit matters in my mind. Or if I'm doing like NG plus 100 and I have the option to get a couple more seconds of combo and I take more damage if I'm out of combo, maybe that extra damage out of combo is like enough to kill me. I want to be in combo all the time. Like, I'm gonna fall out of combo in the next pack. I get right back into it, but there was like potential downtime there. Where maybe I was susceptible to like an attack or something. I'll definitely agree, it's very minor, but I think it's still relevant. So I guess my whole thing is like when the opportunity cost goes down, when like, let's say to upgrade a statue it costs 100,000 ore, but to get Bolgarth from 10 to 15 it costs like 10,000 ore or something, then maybe it would be worth considering for the extra couple seconds. Yeah, I mean, there's always that like, you just upgrade it some more. It's not irrelevant, but it's probably like the last thing you should do. Like 10's a good spot for like a long time, I would say. It's also account wide, so it'd be kind of nice. Like, if you ever played like a new character, for the next DLC, if they come out with another character, you'd be able to just load up that statue and have like 30 seconds of combo anytime you got in combo. Let's see, at NG 100 I assume your main statues would be level 40 or so? Would that include Bolgarth if you're using Bolgarth? Or just your other two? And the longer you play, the more ore you get, so I feel like it'll just make sense to do at some point. whatever the cost, like benefit for it to be worth it to you. Like if it costs 1,000,000 ore and it costs, you know, 10,000 to upgrade it to level 15, then that's probably a good time, right? If it's like 1% of the total ore you need for another, or if your magic number is 5% or 10% or 20%. But honestly though, I don't think Volgarth is that great. I mean, I'm a little biased. I use it on every character, and there's only like one character that I might switch it out for at some point. It's really good, like, until they find an alternative to using combo in the game, which I already think combo is kind of an issue. Maybe not like a big issue, but it's average at best. They're like, well, alright, so like the actual ability of it, like the 100 damage is, as it doesn't scale, so it's kind of lame later in the game. But you get the extra combo seconds, which is nice. And there's like some good benefits with that, like depending on your drinks, you're going to take less damage when you're in combo. You move faster when in combo, so you move faster longer. You do more damage with Wicked Sickness. If you ever get 10 spheres, you'll be immune for the whole run. Maybe there will be some point in the game where you have to start off with like 4 orbs and like craft a 5th one, and then you try to find 10 orbs like as early as Act 2 or 3 so you can progress through the rest of the NG. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if that would ever be possible, but it'd be really interesting for someone to make some combo orb build and get it up and running like consistently in Act 3 or 4 by using like Abundant Shop and, I don't know, Fancy Plume or something, just buying orbs every time you see orbs. You're completely immune for like the second half of the game. If the NG's high enough, then it would be like super powerful. I think it'd be, well, alright, so I think it'd be cool if there was different ways to play the game. Like, I think combo builds should be a thing, and then there should be an alternative to combo builds, but the way it is right now is everything is getting forced into combo, in my opinion, to have enough damage to actually get through the game. Oh, the combo shockwave does scale with skill power though. Okay, yeah, I mean it's still good because it will scale in that way, but it doesn't scale like Kyra does, where as you put more ranks into it, the base damage increases higher, and then it scales even beyond that. It's still really good. I guess its scaling isn't as like crazy as Kyra, is my thing. But 100 base is still really nice. Even if there's some like pretty substantial stipulations to get it to proc, you have to attack 5 times. Is it? Where is it? It's just primary attack in combo. Yeah, every 5th primary attack. Okay. Gets kind of wasted on some classes. Like it feels kind of wasteful for Wizard and Sorcerer. Since they don't really need their primary. Sweet. So that was the Priest NG+8 run. That was super smooth. Let's see, what do we want to upgrade? I think we've done most of the white items. We got rid of some with the changes since we didn't need like Amulet of Vengeance anymore. All the disable. So yeah, it looks like primary priest is the way to go. So I'm gonna try to gear towards that. Stay in combo some more. Scarecrow protection. Works well with Incendiary Demise. Let's see. Definitely take Ore Gain if we find it. I don't know if it's quite time to grab that though. Alright, last green item. Probably going to be Elven Bow and Keyring. And we'll just upgrade. Probably Undead. Yeah. Seems good. So that's the Priest.